welcome to Season 2 of the Dented Shield Blood Bowl League. We're going to do things a little differently from what we've done before, which will be in this new playlist. Each week we're going to pick one game to take a look at in more detail, and look at some highlights to round up the other 3 games. These are our first matchups for this season, and our first feature game is this one at the last homely house between the Rivendell All-Stars and Lizarpool. Let's see how they got on.
So this match was played in the rain. -1 and all those pick up and catch rolls. Not good for either team really, but it probably is worse for the Lizardmen, just because all their pickups and catches are now 4s, where the Elves are all 3s. Elves still have the edge, but that's because of their agility more than the weather itself. Yeah, so it looks like Lizardmen receiving, so attacking this first drive. Inducements wise, we've got there's about 200 difference in team values. They're taking a wizard and a keg. Lizardmen have +1 fame as well, so have that fan edge. Go behind the Lizardmen because they're attacking first drive, and we'll see how this game unfolds. So a handy kicker for the Elven Union team. Bonus reroll, so that fame helping out straight away with the extra reroll, and kick there helping the helping the Elven Union to get the ball right back into the back corner. Against a quick moving team like Lizardmen, slightly less of an issue, but it's still helpful. It still makes them go out of their way to go get the ball. So it's there for them. Yeah, it makes it a bit more difficult. Right, let's look at these teams quickly. Only 4 skinks deployed on an attacking drive, with one more on the bench. I think it's going to be... Oh no, it's not a journeyman. They've gone up to 12 players. Yeah, so all their skilled beastmen are on now. So diving tacklers up here to look out for any elves trying to bust through. One of them has sidestep as well, and armor 6. Have to watch out for that. 2 sidestep skinks at the back. And yeah, a rookie skink on the bench. I just feel like maybe while they're attacking, getting as many skinks as possible on the pitch. Excuse me. Get as many skinks on as possible on the pitch, or maybe just that one more would be a good idea. Reliant on having 4 of them to get through. Although, a big wall of Saurus is a lot to deal with. So there's a lot of unleveled Saurus. That's that one with the armor penalty. Block Saurus there. Another Block Saurus there who has a movement penalty. Green Saurus out on the wing. The Croxigore, Croxigore has guard. So that's the Lizardmen. Elves back here. We've lost the advanced pop-ups, so you're gonna have to do it slowly. Line of scrimmage has an unleveled lineman, armor 8 lineman, and unleveled lineman. Then we've got catchers on the wings, so this one's just taking dodge. This one looks like are they moving first? No, because we didn't. They're not. They've just got their arm up for some reason, stretching or something. But a green catcher over there. Then blitzers, we've got dodge 1, dodge and guard on this one. There's a kicker back here somewhere. Oh, there's a strength 4 catcher with dodge and movement 7. Thrower in there with leader, kicker, and guard block lineman. So they got on the bench a catcher and a thrower. So thrower is accurate. Who would be better on attack because they'll be making more passes, and then a catcher with dump off. So yeah, 2 attacking players not playing while they kick and defend a drive. But we're rolling straight into blocks. That's a couple of elves down straight away. Then forward to engage elves, get a blitz in there. That's a 3rd elf down. Another stun, so 2 out of the 3 are stunned. So breaking armour quite efficiently in this first turn, Lizardmen. They're going to need to be keeping as many elves on the floor as they can to prevent to stop being outmanoeuvred. Another one down. So yeah, the maximum 4 elves knocked over in that turn, and there's an injury as well straight away. just a badly hurt. So that armour value 8 elf is missing the rest of this game. And so the rain made no difference to that. That would have been a failure either way. But yeah, the Lizardmen having to use a reroll early on. Yeah, and quickly getting that strength 4 catcher and injuring a Saurus. Yeah, for again just to miss in the rest of this game. But that's that strength 4 catcher who last season was so noticeably the sort of go-to player for making the blitz, and against strength 4 opponents is obviously the easiest way to get 2 dice blocks. Even against strength 3 opponents, don't need an assist there. So cool. Yeah, the prehensile tail did make a difference on that dodge. Made him team re-roll it. Just going to push in there. One player left to act who didn't act there. Getting that ball forward. Do need to watch this. Well, these 3 catches in the Lizardmen half. So yeah, quite aggressive defending from the Elven Union team. And yeah, this ball needs to be protected. It's like, I think both of these players are free, able to do that. So yeah, just putting lots of tackle zones around the ball carrier. Potentially a bit of a gap in there. Okay, so closed up by the Saurus there. There we go. Finally decided where I wanted to go. Oh, maybe not actually. So yeah, this Saurus being based 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it was just a bit out of. Okay, I've worked around there. Yeah, dodge getting some work done, keeping the ball carrier on their feet. That skink as well. Would have failed dodge. Dazer. I think I missed where they used their team reroll. Oh, it's for the block down here where double skulls came up, wasn't it? Let's ball forward quickly. Have to get protection for that skink. Do have. Yeah, so it looks like this blitzer is probably the danger at the moment. So 1, 2. Yeah, this blitzer can get the ball carrier, so needs to be watched. Okay, so it's gone into mark, but blitz coming from here. So is that the strength 4? This is going to be 3 dice if that's the strength 4 one. It is. So quick turnover. I've got the ball carrier down, but still grabbable. I mean, a tackle zone on the ball, and this is a sidestep block dodge player standing on it. It's going to be tough to move. Only 1 block dice result will do. Direction of the blitz doesn't really matter with sidestep. Yeah, probably exactly the perfect place to choose to be pushed back there. Still tackle zone on the ball, still in this skink's way. But yeah, with that tackle zone on the ball, we're looking at a 5+ pickup now. So maybe just surrounding the ball as best they can and hoping to outlast the elves around it might be the the best approach here. Yeah, good choice not to go back onto the ball there. It's in a good position for the lizard men with all those tackle zones on it. One less tackle zone there. I think it was a missed next match that was re-rolled to keep that skink involved in the game later. Right, so straight away clearing one of those tackle zones off. This is going to be the tricky one. Okay, so staying on the ball and then looking for, to get that one out of the way. Okay, onto the ball is good for the elves. Try and get it into a better position for them. But still landed pretty safe place for the lizardmen. Still they've got that tackle zone on the ball though. Could maybe try and risk a 5+ pickup though. Ooh, so got the tough pickup and then failed the dodge. So it looks like okay, so there was a foul dodge early on, which meant they couldn't re-roll that last one of a 1. And hey, ball in Asaurus's hands. Be fun if Asaurus could score. Straight down though, shame. That strength 4 catcher with, I think there's a guard in here somewhere. Yeah, this guard blitzer, making that 2 dice. Now the ball's suddenly in very good position for the elves, and it looks like we're running out of skinks. Okay, this ball is in this player's hands. Who we got here? It's a catcher who can be making for the end zone. I think, is this the last skink on the pinch down here? It's down. So no more skinks. Which, when you're playing lizardmen, it's always the aim to get all the skinks off the pitch, but I don't remember ever seeing it happen. Yeah, so lizardmen now trying to, well, maybe trying to score with Saurus, or just trying to see out the half now with no score. Okay, so use the wizard there. I think you really need to. One of the reasons I don't like taking a wizard very often is that it's so hard to get it at a right time where you're going to definitely prevent a touchdown. And I think here there are still too many elves around and not enough lizardmen to mean they can just easily retrieve this ball still and still run it in before the end of the half. But yeah, it's. Yeah, a reason I don't like taking a wizard is just trying to time it in a way that gets the most of the value is really difficult, because when else are you going to use it really? If not then. So yeah, same player can just go pick up the ball, pass it over as well. Just hand off, and then I don't think there's going to be any catching that catcher now. One's still 7 points off of a level. Lizardmen still have injuries to inflict though, and that's one of those annoying blitzers out for the game. Oh, that's the wrong end. I think it's not the one with guard there, is it? It's the one without guard, but yeah, it's an important player missing for the rest of the game. Now it looks like the Elven Union can really just sort of score at their leisure before half time and do that classic sort of taking the lead when you've kicked off, which is a great position to be in for the second half. And I think what we saw them do in the final last year, as far as I remember. The most of the numbers here to get as many 2 dice blocks as they can. Looks like you can still get another one on this Saurus. Just to push there, and then run the touchdown in. So that'll be 1-0 before half time. See how many knocked out players come back, if any. So not that one. So yeah, 2 skinks back, and then there's the one on the bench as well. So no one has a bench left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lizardmen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10 elves. I think yeah, 10 plays 10, all nice and even. So the elves have done the scared please don't injure me setup, which has some definite drawbacks. I don't like to do it. It is one of the ways you can make 1 turn touchdown scoring possible as well, setting up like the elves have. And also on a blitz, you lose out massively because now all the players that can act are way back here, so it's a wasted blitz setting up that way. And yeah, so all of these 3 L's can get picked on. Sure, we'll see this one blitz. So that's Thrower who's had to deploy on the line of scrimmage as well. So. Dangerous place for a thrower to be, a valuable player. Also carrying one of the team's rerolls for the second half. If they got injured or knocked out and missed the second half, there'd be a reroll down. And yeah, all the elves back here means they're just going to get. Probably would have just got the 1 blitz on anyway. I think that might be all they had. I think that is basically half time. That is half time. So 1-0 Rivendell All Stars. With Lizardmen to kick for the second half. Yeah, coming from behind and then having to defend the second half, tough spot to be in. But game is not over. And if you keep picking up injuries on elves, that could be helpful. Still got a knocked out skink, but I think it's 11-10 now in the Elven Union favour. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lizardmen. We'll switch ends, go behind the attacking team for this half. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll have to let them stop moving. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 elves. So they've got the numbers advantage. They've got the lead and they're receiving the ball. So elves very much on top going into the second half. Now the blitz this time for the lizard men, who are in a position to try and make the most of it. Straight into a blitz. I think the kick's too deep to try and get someone under the ball for it. Yeah, because it's going to be landing way back here. But they can get some pressure on the ball. If they can get some skinks through. Skinks are great at dodging through those small gaps. But being strength 2, they are vulnerable to just being knocked over. But can only get one of them. And dodge cannot be underestimated. There's still no tackle in the Elven Union team as well, so they've not got anyone they can specifically send after a skink. Interesting to see the guard guy way out on the left. You could get a lot more mileage out of guard being in the middle. Obviously he's a valuable player that you want to protect, but hasn't used guard. Basically he didn't need guard to make that assist. If he's in here, it's an extra assist you could be getting in on these players in the middle. Maybe trying to take some of those down. But they have opened up the left flank by taking that guy down. And there's another injury, so that's the armor value 8 Saurus, who's missing the next game. He's going to level up, and he's now protected from dying, which is quite nice when you've got someone leveling up. Would obviously be better to have him just survive the game and still play, but that level up is safe, is one consolation. So grabbing a cheeky star player point. Risky catching in the rain, but it's 3+ with a reroll for a catcher. So there's a man, I think, just trying to limit how far the elves can advance here, probably. Try and shut off that advance. So straight down to the ball carrier. Skinks, or at least anti-player, really great at dodging out like that, but Skinks really have the movement to make the most of it. But again, being strength 2, he's vulnerable to just being knocked aside. Shifting the ball forwards, giving it back to the catcher. No, the thrower, I think. So, yeah, needing a 3+ in the rain. The thrower is now 1 point from levelling, which they've got. So it's a levelling up thrower. This catcher can head down the flank. So I think was the first one carrying the ball forward in the first half, and is now in a good position to score and get off the ground with some XP. So the Lizardmen have a play to try it. They can get rid of this catcher. One of these other Saurus can come and make a blitz around from the back here, but you need to shift it out of the way first. Got a tackle zone on the ball carrier though. Good use of block, and then there's a blitz available there. Just need this to go right, just to push back, which is a shame. And yeah, this catcher does have an easy. Was a 2+ dodge out, but now 3+, 3+, 2+, 2 dodges. unless I imagine this blitzer could make short work of this skink to just make that a 2+ dodge. Certainly make the dodge easier anyway by moving the skink at least. But yeah, both down is good enough to knock it over. So the 2+ dodge is still on. So hasn't helped the ball carrier at all with that, even knocking them over. Although it was a diving tackle skink. Yeah, it was a diving tackle skink. So moving it away would have been great, but still just needed a 4 to get a safe dodge away and rolled it. So diving tackle didn't come into play, but was a risky dodge. It's something I didn't spot before. But I remember it being raised at the time in the game. A 2-0 Rivendell All-Stars, so last year's champions getting off to a flying start. Last year's runners-up, looking like they're going to be runners-up in this game as well. Still a full complement of Elven Union, that's 11 players. And I think, are we down to 9 Lizardmen? 2, 3... That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 10 Lizardmen. So bribe. So fouling becomes a less risky option. Again, can push the kick towards the back corner. Make the skinks go the long way around to bring the ball back. There's a knockout. So that's 10 plays 10. Lizardmen are going to want some more of those. Getting some players off the pitch could be really key to trying to get back in this game. And that valuable Blocksaurus being the ideal blitzing candidate there. Both teams down to 1 reroll already. Which is very early in the half to be down to 1 reroll. But fortunately, Skink didn't need one for picking that up. Okay, so that's pressure on the ball. I'm sort of looking at this because obviously the Elven Union team, being the reigning champions, are the team to beat, and I've got my own game against them in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna have to think about how my much slower moving team is going to deal with some of this stuff, like elves up in my face with a beastman at the back holding the ball, wondering what they're going to do about it. I'm going to have to think about how to deal with that. But definitely struggled against this Lizardman team in the last season as well, so neither of them are going to be easy games at all. Don't think any of the games are going to be easy games. But, yeah, so skinks have the manoeuvrability and the speed to kind of get away from these, at least initially, away from these early advancing players. But they do need to watch their back corners still. They're the dangerous spots. Because with all the agility 4 on that Elven Union team, I mean, that's just a 3+ dodge from there to there. This player has dodge, and that's 2 dice there with just a 2+ and then a 3+ dodge to get into that space. Okay, so I went for the block there instead. Maybe Might be a similar thing here, although they've also done that. So sidestepping back closer to the ball may have been a well, it would have shut off that attacking route. The foul go for it, kept the ball carrier up. Oh, you don't know how the block was going to go, but it was 2 dice. 2 dice with the attacker with block. It's decent chance the skink was going down. 4 turns to go for Lizarmen to try and get a touchdown out of this game. Can reach the end zone in 2 turns from here. And there we have a foul. That's a blitzer stunned. Yeah, and you get one of those Elven Union blitzers on the floor. You've got to make the most of it. Just a 1 dice there. Go from that square would have been 2. I don't know if that was just a misclick. I think the coach probably spotted that straight away. Holding on in there. Do need to watch out for this Croxigar having no tackle zones at the moment. If they can get this Saurus marked, there's no assist on the from this square. Can come in there and there to mark the Saurus and then have a swipe at that skink. It looks like they're going for a different approach, so just trying to defend their lead. I know it has got in. Oh, using a straight 4 player, another way to get 2 dice, of course. But yeah, dodge, keeping that skink up. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2 go for it. So currently 1 square short of scoring. That's the good space to try and make a hole there. Could maybe have gone there to open up that gap a bit more for the skink. Nudging just to the side would have left left this gap more open. Instead, just coming forwards. Now, how far are we now? 2, 4, 6, 8. So 1 go for it away from scoring that current place. So making that blitzer's dodge difficult. Do have very manoeuvrable players here. They've got a way in there. Dodge keeps it up, sidestep, puts it in scoring range with no go for it. So, well, a failed dodge means this is probably touchdown time. It's a 3 plus dodge with a reroll. Don't even need the dodge anymore. That's just yeah. That skink can run that touchdown in unhindered. That's 2-1. A quick touchdown from the Lizardmen, but running short on time. So 4 elves out, 2 failed rolls for knockout recovery. No knocked out skinks anymore. We did have some earlier, but I think that's 10 plays 10 now, isn't it? And 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so 10 plays 9 in Lizardmen's favour. Lizarpool outnumbering the Rivendell source for I think the first time in the game. First start of a drive anyway, we've got that, but now it's just a turn each, starting with the Rivendell All-Stars, so they'll be looking at players they can try and level with a pass. I'm not sure they've got any. And all of a sudden, the rain stops and the sun comes out, and it's a bit too bright for passing instead. Yeah, so no time to score any more touchdowns. They're just going to look at probably protecting players. I think we're okay. Quick star player point for that catcher. I think we're going to see this lineman probably dodge away from the Croxigore, which it does. And then there's just one blitz for the Lizardmen. Choose their target. And that's kicker knocked down, but not hurt. And that's the game. So, Rivendell All-Stars 2-1 winners. Getting off to a decent start for their second season. Squids at the dice rolls. A lot of ones there, but isn't always down to how many ones you roll compared to sixes. It's about when they happen, I suppose, isn't it? So 3 of those failed, things like that. It's quite a few failed dodges. I don't think there were many difficult dodges they were doing. So that's going to be places where those ones are coming up. Actually, most of these failed pass would be a 1, almost certainly. If I don't think I did any particularly long ones. Failed pickups could have been 2 with it raining most of the game. Yeah. So quite rough on dice on the Rivendell Stars, but they did okay with it. Quite inverted picture there. So lots of 6s, not that many 1s. But the result went the other way. Quite even for things like casualties. Yeah, it was a close game, but it was it's that just with the Elves managing to score in that first half when they'd kicked off, that could be game changing, and that's where the result went today. Other than that, it's everyone scoring when they received the ball. Yeah, 2-1, first game of the season down for these 2 teams. We start a roundup of the other 3 games at Rare Stake, where the Lamian Pallbearers welcome Jimotek's Jawbreakers. These 2 finished 4th and 6th respectively last season, and both will be looking to improve on that this time around. Pallbearers made an early aggressive play, with Count Morganti making a blitz through on the left, but he was soon brought down by Jawbreakers thrower Galtrak. Count Vestavon Marshland later secured possession again and rallied in the first touchdown. It's Jawbreakers' turn to attack, but things went wrong quickly, as Count Amadan von Neckrark tackled Galtrak as he tried to break through the vampire line. Amadan himself then ran in the game's second touchdown to put the Pallbearers 2 up. The Vampires then kicked off the second half with reserve thrower Clive Mendorca retrieving the ball, with Galtrap dropping to the bench for this drive. An early slip up by Mocklaw allowed Vestavon Marshland through the Jawbreakers line to sack the thrower, the York's Apothecary just managing to keep Mendorca alive. The Jawbreakers won the ball back briefly, but they couldn't keep hold of it, and Count Vlad Morganti eventually ran in his first career touchdown to make it 3-0. Things were looking bleak for the visitors, and their mood matched the change in weather as a blizzard rolled in. Things got worse when Niffen fumbled a handoff and the ball bounced into the hands of Count Andis von Streejoy. Pallbearers put together an unstoppable attack down their left, and Vestavon Marshland added his second touchdown of the game to make it 4. Big win for the Pallbearers as the Jawbreakers return home to lick their wounds ahead of their next match. The Green Drills played their first game against last season's 3rd place team, the Fist of Sabnok, and they were joined by the star players Bomber Dribblesnot and Fez. Things didn't go too well for them, however, as their first half attacking drive fell apart, with first Lickite Ring and then Bugter turning the ball over. Things got worse for the debutant team as Tobbox suffered death through a broken neck after being tackled by Yellowtail. The ball was eventually recovered by Sabnok blitzer Rufty Tufty, who after initially fumbling a pass got the ball to Fartigor to score their first career touchdown. Green Drills kicked off the second half, losing both of their hired stars for weapons violations, and couldn't prevent the Fist of Sabnok bullying their way down the left. Gitsniv put in a valiant attempt to bring down the ball carrier, but Waltz Tango Cash was on hand to scoop the ball up and run it into the end zone for a second. injuries and sendings off had reduced the drills down to 8 players for the next kick-off, and it was only a matter of time before the ball was turned over again, this time by Exeter Leap bringing down the thrower Zach. The ball eventually found its way to Rufty Tufty, who made no mistake with the pass this time, and Fleshhaver was able to run in the third just before the final whistle. So a comfortable win for the Fist of Sabnok, but a harsh welcome to the league for the Green Drills, who go up against last year's winners, the Rivendell All-Stars, next. They'll have to do it without one of their blitzers, as Lickite Ring suffered a smashed knee and will miss the next game, as well as carrying some potential permanent damage. Rotten Casspitz struggled last season, recording just 1 win, and started this time at home to last season's 5th place team, Tontor Ironbones. Casspitz dominated the early physical game, putting 2 whites into the crowd and knocking out the mummy Akhenaten II. But their attack faltered, with the Ironbones Ghouls taking down 2 different ball carriers before Corpse Whistle rallying the first touchdown. Things got worse for the home team as their Rotspawn was injured shortly afterwards and will miss their next game. Casspitz couldn't score with their attacking drive before half time and kicked off the second half behind. They were unable to cope with the Ghouls' pace and agility, and Corpse Beetle soon added a second touchdown. The Ironbones came close to adding the third just before the final whistle, but rookie Ghoul Slime Flayer stumbled just short of the line. Little to cheer for the home fans and some work ahead if they're going to improve on last season's showing. Here's a roundup of those first week scores. Big wins for Lamian Pallbearers and the Fist of Sabnok. Standings mean very little after 1 game, but it's those 2 big winners at the top of the table. The Lamian Pallbearers with their 4 touchdowns leading the way. And here's next week's fixtures, some interesting looking ones. Massive mismatch at the top there between the Rivendell All-Stars and the Green Drills. We'll have that and the other games next week.